All right, we're talking about green floral notes today, green flowers that are perfect for spring. Are you a fan of green floral notes? What do you consider green floral? They're all in the video. I'm going to talk about them, but this video is pulled from the long format top 10 spring notes video, deep dive video that I did a few months ago. And I generally air those long format videos unedited so you guys can watch and just sit and watch back-to-back fragrances. And I pull portions of those videos and air them like this, edited, since some of you might not like those long format videos. These are more perfect for you to enjoy them in little chunks. So yes, today's video is edited and it's on green flowers that I find to be perfectly appropriate for spring. But I'm going to bring up Scentfest SF for you guys as well. I hope you got your tickets. And if this is the first time you're hearing about it, I have a video in the info box. You can find out all the details and also click the link to the Scentfest SF and get your tickets to attend Scentfest SF happening here in San Francisco, California on the dates of June 26, 27, and 28. And around the same time as World Perfumery Congress happening 23, 24, and 25 of June 2026, and that's taking place in Monterey. And then there's also the Business of Beauty Global Forum happening nearby in Napa Valley as well around the same time. So I hope to see you guys here, get your tickets, plan your trip, and see you at Scentfest SF. Now let's talk about green flowers. Yes, green flowers are some of my favorite flowers. I love green flowers more than regular flowers like tuberose, gardenia, jasmine, magnolia. I love green flowers. It's one of the reasons why I love synthetic nature. So the first fragrance we're going to talk about is synthetic nature. It's got lily of the valley and it has other green notes in it. And it also used to be called synthetic jungle, but sadly they changed the name. But definitely it's become a top 5 favorite of mine from the house of Frederic Malle. This gives me also tomato leafy vibes. It reminds me a little bit of Diptyque's L'Ombre Down Low, a little bit, but wow, I love this fragrance. Once again, this smells like spring, but also it reminds me of vegetation in a jungle that's just been rained on, but humid, surrounded with humidity. It's so good. Is very intoxicating. This is Anne Flippo, one of my favorite fragrances from her. We've got 2 fragrances that she's created in this video, but if you're a green floral lover, you've got to try Synthetic Nature. Super awesome. And I'm also going to categorize the Narcisse note in the green floral category, and we've got a fragrance here from Atelier Materi called Narcisse Taiji. It's interesting, there's a little garden I walk by, a public garden, and I noticed a lot of paper whites growing. Paper whites, I think they're somewhat connected to the Narcissus flowers, but they were like already they had bloomed like late January, early February, and I was like, wow, they're blooming that early now. But I think Narcisse is kind of connected to the paper white somewhat. I think I'm not an expert on flowers, but I kind of categorize them similarly. They can be a bit stinky, by the way, and I think the Narcisse can have a bit of that stink as well. But they've done a really great job with the Atelier Materi's Narcisse Taiji. It's a bit vintage to me, but not super. Like it's almost like a cross between vintage and modern together, but it's super green and spicy. But when you smell it, you do visualize this kind of a golden glow. Woods, warmth, perfect spring fragrance, I think, to remind you of the idea of spring and also smelling great with this very interesting concoction. They've been using Narcissus in men's fragrances, 2 collections actually. Gentleman's Society collection from Givenchy, which I'm waiting to get my nose on the sport edition that was just announced. And then they have Hermes H24 series that also uses the Narcissus. So they've taken the Narcissus note into a masculine direction. And Narcissus to me can get animalic. Like when you smell it, there's some funk there. Several years ago, I went to the Filoli Gardens here in the Bay Area. It's the big mansion. And in their gardens, their grounds, it was during spring and all of the Narcissus had bloomed, including the paper whites. And the paper whites are even stinkier than the Narcissus flowers. There's a major funk in those flowers. And so you can really pick it up. But here they made it pretty beautiful, I think. Super green leaning though. So that is Narcisse Taiji from the house of Atelier Materi. Who's a fan of this house, let me know. Then I've got 2 fragrances from the house of Parfums Dusita, first of which is Cavatina. Doesn't Sospiro have a fragrance called Cavatina? Who came first? Parfums Dusita came first or Sospiro did? So recently I shot a video with Pisara of Parfums Dusita. She was right here, but she was being very shy when we shot that video. And I know somebody was asking me, why is she not standing next to you. I'm like, I couldn't get her to stand next to me. I have usually people here like Sarah Baker and Dahlia comes in, but we stand next to each other. But Pisara was going back there. But anyway, this is a green floral focusing on Lily of the Valley. And although I said it's focusing on the Lily of the Valley, I feel like it's a fusion of other flowers as well. I think if you are a fan of Lily of the Valley, one of the best Lily of the Valley fragrances, classic though, you should try is probably Diorissimo. I actually really love that fragrance. It's so awesome. Edmond Rudnitska created it. But Lily of the Valley is, I think people treat it as a old note, grandma note, things like that. But I think it's one of the best smells ever. And I was lucky enough to have spent a whole day. Well, I spent some time in Paris around the time of May Day when they sell the Lily of the Valley, like bunches of Lily of the Valley. And smelling those were like so awesome. But the thing is, they can't extract the Lily of the Valley, which I believe Pisara mentions when we were shooting the portion of the video about Cavatina. So it's an accord, basically. You have to take a bunch of different flowers and combine their ingredients, their oils, and create the smell of Lily of the Valley, basically. But you have it here, but it's green, but you also have other flowers. This is my favorite green floral fragrance from Dusita. It's Fleur de Lalita, which we've actually featured in a Scent Club kit. Fleur de Lalita is so super sexy. Please go catch the video with Pisara, shot here in the studio. Even though she's being shy, it's still a good video because we talk about a new fragrance that she's launching. In that video, she did exclusively for a hotel in Bangkok, the Mandarin Oriental. It's a brand new fragrance. The only place you can get, you're not going to be able to buy them in stores, is either at the Mandarin Oriental or the online shop of Dusita. You can find out about it. It's a tea-focused fragrance. But Fleur de Lalita is so yum. It's, once again, green flowers. Not just green floral notes, lots of floral notes with green notes thrown in, I think, is what's going on here. There might even be a little bit of Lily of the Valley. There's also sexy patchouli in here. But when I first smelled this, I was like, damn, that's good. So good. It like instantly became my number one from the house as soon as I smelled it. And to this day, I think it's still my favorite. Moonlight in Chiang Mai from the same house has become my number two, but Fleur de Lalita, I absolutely love. It's so awesome. Really great scent. Next, we're going to talk about Jacques Fath Lilas Exquis. Lilac. We're talking about lilac. My favorite lilac fragrance, I'm not featuring here. It's called Lilac Love from Amouage. It's more of a winter fragrance, I think. It's like a gourmand. But my second lilac fragrance is discontinued. It's from Wilhelm Parfumerie. It's called A Lilac a Day. But I did want to feature one lilac fragrance in this video. And we're going to Lilas Exquis from Jacques Fath. So it's interesting, when you smell lilac, you get a slight almond effect. It also happens with mimosa flower, which is also another spring flower. I enjoy mimosa, but for me, my favorite spring flowers are hyacinth, lilac, and lily of the valley. And narcissus I should throw in there as well, which is also a yellow flower, but it smells kind of green to me, whereas the mimosa flower doesn't usually. Sometimes it does though. But this is a bit almondy, fresh, a bit watery, dewy, the lilac in this. But it's interesting. There's the famous, not famous, but there's the two, or actually just one, the lilac focused fragrance from Issey Miyake, which also has almonds. It's interesting that they do feature almondy notes whenever they speak about, not all the time, but a lot of times they add in the almond note with lilacs, which I find quite unique. But when you smell the actual flower, which I'm hoping that they put out soon so I can buy a bunch, you can actually get those nuances of almonds from the flower. But that's Lilas Exquis. The juice has gotten darker, by the way. It used to be pink, not pink, but purpler. All right, up next, we're going to the house of J scent. It's Hydrangea. Now, hydrangeas, I don't pick up much smell, but they're gorgeous flowers. So beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful flowers. And they make really great arrangements if you have big vases. This is almost like the idea of fougere, where they're emulating the smell of the fern, which is called fougere in French. They've made a animalic or indolic take on hydrangea. It's like a flower bomb back in the 80s. Super animalic, indolic. but it's a recommendation. Get some samples before you blind buy. I feel like it's hydrangea, but there's a lot of jasmine here. I think jasmine's probably, maybe there's some narcissus, because it can come off a bit fecally like jasmine sometimes, like as I was mentioning with the paper white. But this is a bit dirty, but it smells like spring flowers. And just what I was mentioning with the my visit to the Floral Gardens several years ago when Narcissus was blooming and there was all those paper whites, and as soon as I get close to the paper whites, you can pick up the funk from the flowers. It's kind of what this smells like. I like it though. It smells realistic. Hydrangea. It doesn't smell like a hydrangea to me though. So that's Jacent Hydrangea. And then we've got SPOTURNO BARBICAJA. Are you guys familiar with SPOTURNO? Christopher Sheldrake has created this. SPOTURNO is a new brand founded by, is it the granddaughter of Francois Coty? SPOTURNO is their real name. They changed the name to Coty back in the day. It's a gorgeous green floral balm. Lots of hyacinth here. Lily of the Valley, Freesia, Tuberose. A bit honeyed, so it's a bit sweet, but slightly indolic, but very green. That's so good. Yeah, green flowers. I just love green flowers. Let me know if you guys love green flowers as much as I do. But yeah, beautiful bottle. Then we've got Bon Parfumeur 104, one of my favorites from Bon Parfumeur. This does feature hyacinth, and I think in French it's a Hyacinth. Of course, it's got Lierre in there as well. Lierre is the ivy, and green orange. So, wow, it's good. I mean, as I was saying, there's not a lot of ivy-focused fragrances. When I find them, I really love them. Like Eau de Lierre, which is the water of ivy. I enjoy that one from Diptyque, but it's super light. Well, the ivy is also in the Amouage as well. But here, the hyacinth and the ivy together with the bitterness and the greenness of the orange is so good. There's a extract version of this as well. Not as good as this version. This might also be a bit underrated. Maybe a bit old school, but I love this. Love, love, love it. You can really smell stems, floral stems. And to me, when I smell the greenness of spring flowers like hyacinth, I not only smell the flowers, I smell the stems as well. Oh, it's so good. This is really great. I highly recommend 104 from Bon Parfumeur, especially if you like green fragrances and green floral fragrances. And last but not least, we've got Midnight from SW19. Look at that beautiful picture back there. Sets a mood. It's almost like a fairy tale photo. So this is a powdery, musky, green floral fragrance that we had featured in our Scent Club kit. It's got lots of musk, powdery notes, white musk, wet, watery flowers, creamy sandalwood, and of course we've got Lily of the Valley in this as well. It's clean, it's cozy, green, really wonderful offering for spring, I think. That one is a bit closer to the skin. Also, it's not super duper green. It could fit into the category of the soft musks because it is quite musky and powdery, but definitely a solid offering from the house. Let me know what your thoughts are. SW19. This brand is from Korea, by the way. So it's not only born to stand out now. We've got other Korean houses. All right, green flowers. Did you become a fan of them yet? I'm a big fan of green floral notes. Perfect spring note, I think, and perfect spring floral note. I really enjoy the way they smell. And the first time I smell them is very, very early spring, late winter. You can smell them in the grocery store because they put out those flowers and they're very, very fragrant. Love that smell. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video today. Green floral notes are some of my favorites, as I said. Let me know what's missing. Let me know what you're a fan of. Let me know what you're going to check out from the video. And I appreciate you tuning in. As I said, please like this video. Please share it. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel yet as well, please click that subscribe button and also the bell icon so you'll be reminded of future videos that I drop as well. Anyway, guys, don't forget ScentFest SF, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.